Okay, so what you have here is a moderator, right? And you know how mods sit in the middle and think they have like special powers, but then they go to bed kissing their pillow, wishing that they were like someone else. So that's who we have here, the moderator. But he's got extra powers. And the more objective he looks, the more chat likes him. That's Canadian politics. Then we have a cuck team and a watered down base team where it's like they'll say half-based things like, no, I don't let my wife get piped unless it's for the right amount of money. You know what I mean? They'll say weird, you know, Canadian conservatives will shock you.
Optimistic, hopeful vision for public life isn't a naive dream. It could be a powerful force for change. If Canadians are to trust...
Conservative, but trying too hard. Don't like it, right? Too planned, what you guys got to remember is you want to be there, right? If you're speaking to get it over with, I don't trust you at all. In my military, I don't trust you at all.
Trust their government.
Right? Haircut, definitely went for some XUC look, came out as Luke AFK. Trying to blend in with libs, trying the crazy haircuts. But we'll see.
Our government needs to trust Canadians. Those are the words of the Prime Minister.
A horrible shirt.
Friendly care package inbound.
This shirt is
Ridvan donated $5. I wanna recommend you a book. It's from a former Christian theologist that reverted to Islam. It's called Apostate by Yoram Van Quivaren.
Yeah, dude, I don't even know how to read, bro.
Minister in 2015. These people, very often misogynistic, racist, women haters, science deniers, the fringe. Same Prime Minister 6 years later as he fans the flames of an unjustified...
Here's Canadians wearing masks in a 90% vaccinated country. But didn't they just recently say that you're not supposed to wear a mask if you're vaccinated? Isn't that what the Canadian... I swear, I'm trying to follow Canadian news, man. You know, it's boring. It's too hard to follow.
National emergency. So, Mr. Speaker, when did the Prime Minister lose his way? When did it happen?
That's good, right? Hard punctuation. That's a great end, right? Too quick of a start. You know how humans are, right? If there's one part of your sentence that's off, we don't vibe with you, all right? But we'll compare.
Right, Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker.
Hyper weak energy. You can see he's using his hands to manifest some furyoku, some mana. It's not working, right? His barber said it'd be cute if your hair grew out, right? And as a good-looking guy, he is a good-looking guy. It just is cringe with a suit. The long hair in the suit is just cringe, right? It's just, you can't do this right? He fails at every angle and can't take him serious. These are women hands, right? He has a woman's hand, right? And why he has that, like, look at this, right? Male hands are very chunky, right? But he has very feminine hands, right? This is a man that doesn't grow hair on his back. This is a man who thinks Dragon Ball Z Kai is better because there's no blood. This is a man who thinks Mortal Kombat is degenerate for children to watch. But he'll push Viva Pinata and Erky Perky and Bluey, that they call each other comrades in Bluey, these fucking commies. This is just very weak beta energy, but there's something interesting. It's like he can teach us a lot about how men who fail miserably with women, and your relationships is you, right? Like I'll always say, if you can't get a girlfriend, you probably cannot get your dream job in the job interview, right? Chances are you're not really understanding it, right? Right? I think we can all agree there that EXP translates into other areas. You know, it's almost like punching teaches you how to kick in life. You know what I mean? It's you can just tell that this man is, how you say, the good-looking guy at the bar that just cannot, you know, in a video game, pull the trigger. Like, he just can't ask her out. He's sweaty. He's the guy who talks to his crush, but takes so much of his sweet time talking to her that she's banged 2 dudes, and then it's his turn, right? And she thinks of him like, dude, you know, I was giving you a lot of signals. What are you doing, right? Could not capture a Rayquaza. Looks like he'd have trouble with a Charmander. Afraid of a Bulbasaur. This guy's afraid of bug-type Pokemon. Misty would find him repulsive. This energy is... I mean, he's the perfect example of a stud that is not a stud, right? We talk about it all the time. All my bouncer friends are good-looking, but fail miserably, you know, with women. And, you know, a lot of people just be like, John, you're kind of good-looking, so that's why you have... Not really, bro. It's because I don't manifest my energy into... Ready? 3, 2, 1...
Conservative Party members can stand with people who wave swastikas. They can stand with people who wave...
He calls Jewish conservatives Nazis. Right? Isn't that... My favorite moment in Canadian history is right here.
The Confederate flag. We will choose to stand with Canadians who deserve to be able to get to their jobs, who be able to get their lives back. These illegal protests...
Now, what's the agenda, and Samira knows, but what's the agenda of a 90% vaccinated nation, and he's still pushing hardcore mandates? Isn't it almost like he's getting paid for this? Does it not feel like there's a fatter check? I mean, what? I don't think a toddler... I think a toddler would be happy with a 90%, right? It's fucking hilarious to me, right? Like, when are you ever going to have 90% of anything? But, right?
Need to stop, and they will, Mr. Speaker.
The real question is, what happens if he had 100% of the nation vaccinated, right? Let's say we had like a absolute, like it's just a miracle, right? Or, you know, a Trudeau miracle, whatever. What happens if we have 100%? Is he still trying to grab more power? Of course. Of course. It's on to the next thing. That's why it was so interesting that he didn't go through any steps. He just went into the hardcore absolute power and starts talking about the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Like, bro, come on, man. You're going down in history as a dumb fuck. Right. You need a 7th booster, which, in my opinion, the COVID talk went down hardcore ever since this Ukraine-Russia stuff. It's almost like, you know what I mean? It's like you can feel when the politicized nature of a topic is shifting to its next animal, and it's kind of like, what the fuck?
For Thornhill.
Unbecoming as a prime minister. It's been 48 hours that the government went from doing nothing to a national emergency. 48 hours into...
If you have to look down to remember how to respond to this prime minister, you're an idiot, right? I mean, there's no way you have to look at your notes right now. Like, he's giving you a spicy meatball on a platter. Like, there's just knock it out.
Using the measures. 48 hours without providing Parliament with a justification. So my question is simple. When will the Prime Minister admit that he's lost control of the situation, that he's lost control of his country, that he's lost control of his caucus, and that he's lost control of his leadership?
Look at this. Look at this. Look how conservatives stand strong when really they've been appeasing liberals for the last decade, right? Weaklings. These are the true weaklings right here, right? They've appeased every single order. A lib will wake up and be like, you know what? Only blue-haired people are eating today. And then the conservatives will be like, oh, maybe we're going to spend 10 years to talk about it. Like, what the fuck?
Lost control of his country, that he's lost control of his caucus, and that he's lost control of his leadership.
Mr. Speaker, I've never seen such shameful and dishonorable remarks coming from this Prime Minister. My great-grandfather flew over 30 missions over Nazi Germany. my great-great-uncle's body.
Non-genuine, right? He's making a point, right? And I love to team up because these people are trying to destroy me. But again, just rigid, don't like it, weak. Yeah.
Lies at the bottom of the English Channel. There are members of this conservative caucus who are the descendants of victims of the Holocaust. For the Prime Minister to accuse any colleague
He should have
in this
opened with
House
that.
of standing with the swastika is shameful. I'm giving the Prime Minister an opportunity.
This ultimatum is great. This is icing on the cake, right? You could tell at the conservative orgies, he's like, everyone orbits him.
Calling on him to unreservedly apologize for this shameful remark.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, Canadians deserve their freedoms back. Mr. Speaker, these illegal blockades.
Canadians deserve their freedoms back. Bro, what the fuck? Bro, what the fuck are you doing there then? You're freezing bank accounts of people who gave truckers gas because some truckers didn't want to lose their job so they can feed their child. Like, dude. Think of how shitty a trucker job is, you know? That's like, you hate your life for like decades and decades, and then this guy comes in and he's like, actually, you got to go sit at home, not on your truck.
That have continued to interfere with people's livelihoods, to interfere with people's...
Again, Canadians are pathetic. Canadians are pathetic. They had to wait this long to get together. Right? I mean, they're not as stupid as fucking Americans, but this whole, this is our maximum conservative power level is the cringiest part of the right wing, right? This is the cringiest part of the right wing, right? If there's no Zherkas to really yank it together, this is an embarrassment, dude, right? It took you guys this long to, it's like, how many honks did you need, right? Yeah.
People's daily lives
Have to.
Right. And this guy don't even whisper to me, bro. Look at this guy. What the fuck is this, bro? Look at it. Here, I'll show you. John Zherka, are you with the truckers? I know you, bro. Here, I have an answer to this, bro. I say, honk, honk, please move your pink bicycle at Justin Trudeau. Boom, right here. Right here. This is me in Ottawa, chat. Okay? And Trudeau literally cried into his dress. And it was the weirdest fucking feeling ever. But, let me see that TikTok. Here it is. Does anyone have the popular TikTok? Here it is. Chat, this is a very interesting TikTok.
That time I called Trudeau a goof when he came to Winnipeg.
Trudeau! You're a goof! Yeah, you're a goof.
That time I called Trudeau.
Right. So what you guys seeing here is the highest level of activism. Okay? I mean, there's no way this video is not getting millions and millions of views. And why would it, right? They're going to suppress it. It's a sad thing.
Interrupt the Honourable Prime Minister. So,
see, look at the moderator energy. He's trying to manifest power. Do you feel in charge?
ask everyone to calm down so we can hear the answer. The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
That guy in the right who said, calm down, nailed it, right? When you start sounding like Spopovich, you nailed it, bro.
Mr. Speaker, The measures put forward in this Emergencies Act
Gyno, both sides.
are proportional,
Right.
are
Uses tresemme, right? Real men get sweaty, right?
responsible, and quite frankly, are
Look at the physiognomy, right? Soft skin, right? Not cut. There's no cuts like mine. Soft as a baby's bottom. Why? Because diamonds are made under pressure and you're looking at dirt.
completely folded
And
within.
I can make these up on the spot. Don't put me in there. If I was in politics, shit, I'd have some clips, bro, right?
The Charter of Rights and Freedoms. The steps that we are taking are important and measured to restore order and freedoms to Canadians in this country. That is
Measured. Another great disinfo word. Remember that word, right?
exactly what we are doing.
Well, member for Sturgeon River Parkland.
Mr. Speaker, the lack of an apology from that Prime Minister speaks volumes. I have given this Prime Minister an opportunity to retract a shameful remark
Good.
where he would accuse any honorable member of this House to stand with a swastika. As I said before, we have colleagues who are the descendants of victims of the Holocaust. I'm giving the Prime Minister one more chance. Will he apologize to all members of this House?
The right honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, even as the members of the Conservative
You really have a handsome prime minister? Really? You think this is handsome? Right? This is like a Huggies commercial. He's so weak. My baby nephew, I fear more than this dictator wannabe. Right? This is a weak man. Right? I see right through your handsome dude. Right? This is a man who uses conditioner. Like imagine being a man but using conditioner. Right? He won't shower without his little conditioner. You know that, right? This man has scented oils on his body before he goes in public, right? This guy washes his body with his own tears. Very weak, pathetic man.
Party are calling to us to take more action over the past.
How can anyone how can anyone like this obvious, can you guys always tell when it's lie rambling? When it's just hardcore rambling? Like, can you guys always tell, or does someone have to point it out? Right? That's why I sometimes think libs have some like mental issues. Because I'm like, he's rambling to you, bro. He's, you know, the pandering gets a little obvious, bro.
2 weeks on this, they continued to stand with and encourage these illegal blockades. Mr. Speaker, Canadians are watching carefully and see exactly.
Stand with. We just heard Candice Bergen say she talked to the truckers and said, okay, it's illegal, move your trucks. I heard you. So is she standing with them, or did she do your job for you and she moved the fucking trucks and got their message and calmed them down? Like, dude.
Where the Conservative politicians who've stood with those blockades are standing, we will stand on the side of Canadians who deserve their lives back, who deserve their livelihoods back.
Member for Sturgeon River Parkland.
My apologies, Mr. Speaker. I didn't write these out. But the fact is, I don't know how any member of the government caucus can stand by this Prime Minister.
Dude, he's trying so hard to look like a charismatic Obama, right? And whether you agree with Obama's policies or not, that's irrelevant in this channel. We don't do emotions, right? We're not talking drones or whatever, drone strikes. We're not doing that. We're just going off leadership and charisma. Obama's good, and this guy is no Obama. Like, this is so practiced. Look at this thumb thing, right? Because if he sticks his finger out, it looks too authoritarian, right? So he has to do the thumb, and it's just so weak, bro. It's just, ugh.
When he accuses honorable members of this House of standing with a swastika, I'm calling on all members of the Liberal caucus to denounce the Prime Minister. I have given him 2 chances to apologize. He has refused to apologize. Mr. Prime Minister, apologize.
Beautiful. What happens with conservacucks is they're watered down, but they sometimes can build up momentum, right? So that was beautiful.
Now we have a point of order. The honourable member for Thornhill.
Mr. Speaker, I am a strong Jewish woman and a member of this House and a descendant of Holocaust survivors, and I have never it's never been singled out, and I have never been made to feel less, except for today when the Prime Minister accused me of standing with swastikas. I think he owes me an apology. I'd like an apology, and I think he owes an apology to all members of this House.
Now, I don't see much of this, but Conservatives teaming up, right? Wow, you guys look effective. Why do you do it once every 10 years? You know what I mean? Why are Conservatives such individuals? Like, they all have their own opinion. Like, bro, the teaming up thing works. Just do it. This guy plays Dungeons and Dragons. And no, chat, you know, when people drop identity politics all the time, right? This is not a channel that says, yo, that's cringe, right? If it works for the libs, then do it, right? This whole we play by different rules has gotten us destroyed, you know, to play by their rules.
Order. I want to encourage all members to be as judicious as possible when using words in this chamber.
Why are you cucking content, bro?
And to reflect on what they say on all cases. On a point of order, the honourable member for Regina Capel.
This is the lunchroom hall monitor dude in elementary school, right?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And I just want to carry on with the point that was
So Scheer is a very high power level, right? He almost speaks like the American Conservatives, right? You'd be surprised with this guy.
Made by my colleague from Thornhill. You'll know, Mr. Speaker, that when comments made in the House are so injurious, so insulting, and so unparliamentary, they rise to the level of a question of privilege, Mr. Speaker. And as you know, you have the ability to rule on that immediately. What the Prime Minister did, I won't even go into the hypocrisy of the man who did blackface so often he can't remember it, accusing somebody else of doing anything remotely racist. But
oh my God, I forgot about this part. Dude, Trudeau is one of my high school drama teachers from Sir Winston Churchill Secondary School. That's why it hits so hard. It's like he went to my high school. Fuck, that's so fucking hardcore. I need to feel that again. I told you we're getting experience from him, but oof.
To the level of a question of privilege, Mr. Speaker. And as you know, you have the ability to rule on that immediately. What the Prime Minister did, I won't even go into the hypocrisy of the man who did blackface so often he can't remember it, accusing somebody else of doing anything remotely racist. But his comments made to a Jewish member of this House are beyond unparliamentary. They are reprehensible, and I would ask that you rule that this rises to the level of a question of privilege, and I am prepared to move the appropriate motion, Mr. Speaker.
Yikes. Okay. EXP goes a long way, guys. Yeah. And that's what I mean. Most of those guys standing behind him probably read better than him, right? But experience goes a long way in life, right? It's not really about who studies the most.
Prepared to move the appropriate motion, Mr. Speaker.
Very strong. A lot of EXP. Right?
I will take that under advisement and return to the House should I see fit. We have someone else who has a point of order as well. Oh, the same point. Okay, we'll carry on. The Honourable Minister for, I was going to say families, yes.
Speaker, emotions are obviously running very high right now, and I think it's incumbent on all of us to take a step back and reflect on what the values of this House are. I am also a proud Jewish woman who is the descendant of Holocaust survivors, and my family found refuge and support and a life in this country. And Mr. Speaker, we must listen to each other, and we must assure that no one in this House is standing with those who support white supremacy, who support Nazi views, who look to contribute and enable racist views. And Mr. Speaker, I would ask that all of us in this House use our words judiciously, including the member opposite who just yelled out something completely inappropriate, because all of us have reason to be here. And I would call on the members opposite not to stand with those who are sharing those views, because how does it feel as a person in this House seeing colleagues taking pictures with people who are looking to overthrow the government? That's what I ask those colleagues to do.
Did he walk out?
Kingston.
Mr. Speaker, I don't think we should engage in an exercise in comparative victimhood credentials here. I will observe that I too have Jewish ancestors. My grandmother was born in Bialystok. She came here fortunately before the Holocaust occurred, but of the 10,000 Jewish residents of Bialystok when she left, only 500 survived World War II. I would just say that it's not for the member opposite, although I know she spoke sincerely to speak out on this. It is for the Prime Minister to come back and retract his words. The Prime Minister is very good at apologizing for acts that took place before he was born by people he wasn't involved in. It's time for him to take responsibility for his own words and apologize for what he said.
Interesting team up, right? Interesting, but yeah, the point is very different from Russia. Now look.
And will America be attacked again?
And so what does that mean for our elections in 2018 and 2020? We can expect more of the same?
Я не сказал, что у нас нет. I didn't say that we don't have the goal of putting an end to it.
You just said that.
Нет. No, I did not.